The SEC closes the Crypto.com investigation, and almost immediately the CRO price reacted very positively. So what is going on, and can we expect further price rises? Well guys, I would say let's strap in and let's find out. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the one and only Coin Baron, and today we saw something very cool for the CRO token out there, because in only a few hours the price rose about 11% here. And unfortunately, you can see it also start to dwindle down a bit. We have to see that in a bigger picture, because at the same time that CRO was dumping, we also saw a big collapse here from Bitcoin. And we're going to talk a bit later about the charts. But first, what really happened? Why did the price rise as quickly as it did? And therefore, well, we're going to go here to this news article. The SEC closes the Crypto.com investigation with, of course, no action. And that, of course, is very important. The SEC will not pursue enforcement action following its Wells notice to Crypto.com in 2024. To figure out why this is such bullish news for Crypto.com and also the CRO token, we quickly need to go back to 2024 to see what really happened back then. In October 2024, Crypto.com announced it would start a defensive lawsuit against the SEC, and not without reason, because earlier in late August, Crypto.com got a Wells notice from the SEC, because apparently the SEC thinks that Crypto.com was acting as an unregistered broker-dealer and security clearing agency. So of course, that is only possible if you're selling securities. And that is of course the big problem with the SEC in the Biden administration, because back then it was declared that Bitcoin and Ethereum were commodities and not securities. But apparently all the other cryptocurrencies, well, those were really securities. Basically, Crypto.com and also other crypto companies demanded clear guidelines and rules regarding cryptocurrency trading. And also they want to know, are they under the jurisdiction of the SEC or the CFTC? Because also those two are making different rules as well. Only a few weeks after the Wells notice, we got the US elections with a very clear win for Donald J. Trump. And not long thereafter, we got this tweet here by Chris Marsalek, CEO of Crypto.com. And on December 17th, he met up with Donald J. Trump at Mar-a-Lago. And that is really interesting, because only one day later, we got this news here. Crypto.com resigns lawsuit against the SEC after the Donald Trump meeting. And I think the most important part there is he talked about the future of crypto and also the future of the SEC. Because what has been known by now for a few weeks now is that they're going to assign Paul Atkins to the SEC as the head of the SEC, who is a lot more pro-crypto. With a positive outlook for the regulatory landscape for crypto, I think it was only a matter of time before we're going to see big changes. And on March 28th, it became real. So there we got the announcement here by Chris Marsalek. The SEC investigation into Crypto.com has been closed with no action being taken against Crypto.com. I continue to be proud of how this industry and its community have weathered storm after storm, with the most prolific being the previous US administration's war on crypto, and he's talking really about Choke Point 2.0. Anyways, they used every tool available to attempt to stifle us, restricting access to banking, auditors, investors, and beyond. It was a calculated attempt to put an end to the industry. The fact that we not only persevered, but became stronger is a testament to our vision and the community supporting it onwards. Fortune favors the brave. And if you are brave, then you must hear this message from our sponsor, Interlude. If you haven't heard of it yet, Interlude is a crypto gaming protocol that connects hundreds of games and worlds made by different developers. It's the first game of its kind, and it's launching directly on Cronos. Last week, they've opened up to the first few players, but the concept is very simple. Brave countless gamers to explore dozens of gaming worlds and find massive treasures in CRO and other tokens. Now they're starting to explore this huge and hostile network, and they are looking for fearless adventurers to join them in their expedition. This is a high risk, high reward mission, and if you feel you got what it takes, join the Discord and get some more information. Next Sunday, there will be a treasure hunt, so check them out in the link down below. But let's continue with the SEC investigation. We can find some more details in this article here, and I find it quite interesting what the chief legal officer of Crypto.com is mentioning. So, under the previous administration, the SEC weaponized and attempted to expand its congressionally granted power in order to harm an industry that his former chair, so Gary Gensler, disfavored. However, compliance and integrity are core to Crypto.com's business, and we're excited to work with the soon-to-be confirmed Chair Atkins and the rest of the commission on a long-awaited desire for legislation and rulemaking. And what I kind of see as well is that they try to really collaborate with the SEC and maybe with the CFTC as well to really talk about what kind of rules are needed to create a good landscape for crypto. Because again, guys, Crypto.com and Chris Marszalek do have a seat at the table. And also what I find interesting is they really try to focus on not getting sued and doing everything according to the book. So notably, Crypto.com was the only full-service global cryptocurrency exchange to avoid being sued by the SEC or to have settled any allegation against it. So for example, Ripple did actually have a settlement, but well, Crypto.com, nothing like that, nothing. And again, it comes back, they've got so many different licenses as well. It's typically their approach. It's not like Binance. Binance gets into the market, they might get sued and then they get the licenses. Crypto.com does it the other way around. They get the licenses and then go into the market. Enough talk about the news though. Let's talk about the CRO price charts, because I think the most important what we can see here is that we've been bouncing at around the 10-cent level for a CRO. And I mentioned that one in the breakout video because 10 cent is historic support or resistance. And our next target will be that 12-cent level. So I expect maybe a bit more, ranging in between these two levels. But it all depends, I think, currently on what Bitcoin is doing, because this is actually quite dangerous. We've been in this symmetrical triangle, and my expectation was a breakout to the upside. But what we've been seeing so far is really a breakdown. This can still be a fake out, so we actually might return back into the triangle and actually reverse course. However, so far, if you take a look at the facts, we've been breaking down. That's also why Cronos isn't having the strength. It is really unfortunate though, because you could see really here on this chart that we're having some good moments here for CRO, but really to get to those levels, to get those 12-cent levels, we need to actually have some momentum also from Bitcoin and hopefully also from other tokens like, for example, Ethereum. If anything changes regarding the charts, I will make sure to let you guys know. So therefore, guys, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more. But I want to talk about one more subject here, and it's the Cronos social risk indicator. And if you follow me at the Coin Baron on X, you might have seen this one earlier. But I think it's actually quite interesting because this is kind of tracking what's happening with engagement regarding the Crow fam. So YouTube views, X impressions, Google Trends, and a few more things. But what it kind of shows is here, we're on the yellow currently at 35. And previously we were at 21 here. So previous month at 21. So we're kind of rising regarding the social risk, but we're still at relatively low levels. Whenever we're getting into the red here, then it might be time to sell. But so far, historically seen, we're not yet at peak levels. So I think social risk is still somewhat safe and there is more room to grow. Overall, I do feel the environment for Cronos is looking a lot more bullish compared to a month ago. We broke the downtrend and we got a lot more clarity regarding the Golden Age proposal. So I also prepared my portfolio accordingly. And if you want to learn more about my portfolio, check out this video here to the left of me.